The Supreme Court has ruled as null and void the amendments to the Constitution, which increased the retirement age for the holders of the offices of Director of Public Prosecutions.
The court ruled that the DPP PAULA LEWELLYN to be removed from the office. But is there something fishy going on? You know what? Let's jet into this story. Welcome to Jet. So first and foremost, before we get into whether there is something sinister regarding the DPP's removal, give thanks to Yahweh and Yahushua. Yes, man. PAULA LEWELLYN has been the DPP for many years. She is the first and maybe the longest serving DPP in Jamaica's history.
News came on Tuesday that opposition leader Dr. Peter Phillips did not want the tenure of DPP PAULA LEWELLYN to be extended. In his words, "I have the most strenuous objection."
I have made a recommendation to His Excellency the Governor General for the extension of the service of the DPP for 3 years.
The 64-year-old has been one of the most attacked, cussed off, vilified DPP in the history of Jamaica's high office, especially in the Vibes Cartel case. But why? Is this because she's incompetent, competent, or just a tough cookie and backed down from no fight?
The witness stood up to at least 6 days of grilling from the learned defense counsel, and he was not shaken.
Or is it because she is onto something? For those in high places exposing others, including taking the fight to Kartel. Is this the reason for her removal? Or is it obvious, as some may claim? Well, the court ruled that it is unconstitutional for her to continue.
The Supreme Court has ruled as null and void the amendments to the Constitution, which increased the retirement age for the holders of the offices of Director of Public Prosecutions.
This court has ruled that Section 2(1) of the Act is constitutional. Section 2(1) of the Act has amended the Constitution as regards the retirement age of the Director of Public Prosecutions. Section 2(2) of the Act is not a valid section and is severed from the Constitution because the process remains unchanged for extending the retirement age. Section 2(2) is unconstitutional, null, void, and of no legal effect.
Before we get into why the DPP is being forced to be removed by some people, it is important to highlight allegations made by a prominent vlogger, yes man, Sir P himself, and who is orchestrated in taking the matter to the Constitutional Court.
We've always said that this was not about Ms. Llewellyn, and it's more to do with our fundamental belief and respect for the Constitution.
Here is a clip of Sir P. Listen.
In my opinion, the reason why she fly down is because she was needed to play the kerosene role and lure out the mother and her child. Tashina needed to get lured out. Now, may I give you the timeline, but remember, the investigators them say, right, Bradshaw reached out to Tashina, and then after a brief, back and forth, Tashina blocked her. But then we hear, and we now know that Tashina and Bradshaw were in communication. Remember, Philip Paulwell said somebody was threatening to expose him. Right? And him say, oh, people that tell him say must deposit money in our Nigerian bank account, and then him say, people were getting money from multiple bank accounts, and them have much years of WhatsApp, and them have make it sound like some random scam or something, hacking at everything we have, right? And not threatening to expose him. That right there, so this is why I will never accept this version. So Philip Paulwell have no clue what going on, so because that is complete rubbish. If you want to read right what Philip Paulwell put in the news, you will see that is complete unicorn. September 4th, Philip Paulwell said, and again I even go to the papers, said this. Right? Him say that his bank accounts had been hacked. and a substantial amount withdrawn. Right. Him said days later he was contacted through a number he did not know. Right. With a man I tell him say, right, that's them have access to him pictures and him emails and him personal and him this and that. Right. So him saying get hacked. Right. Listen to this, a direct quote. Subsequent to that, I've been receiving threats that these persons now have 20 years of my emails, WhatsApp, and other things on my devices, and they intend to scandalize me for having sex with underage girls. That is interesting, by the way. He goes on to say, no go so. Him say mention that he contacted the local police while people in the United States who were also threatened by the extortionists reported the matter. So somebody in America also, so the same quote-unquote hacker say, me I gonna expose you, right? And them also threaten to expose somebody within America. Who come from America again to fly down and kill? Interesting. He goes on to say, I believe we need to resist that, and I will resist them especially because I know there's nothing illegal on my devices. If there's nothing illegal on the devices, then what is a random hacker using as leverage against you? So it can't be a random hacker. When you think we forget, run the timeline, man. September 4th, it come out, somebody got exposed Philip PAULWELL. September 5th, investigators say Bradshaw and Toshina exchange words on social media. September 6th, she fly down. She drop her arm on the 6th. Toshina got missing the 9th.
Listen, in another video, Sir P said this.
You see dropping on the papers, another person arrested. Peace Bailey made some announcements. No, I never went into too much details. But that one time you see another person around. I was wondering, hold on, I wonder if the person have the same name like the screwdriver. We know that screwdriver there? The Phillips screwdriver, right? And them keepers say, you know, the other baby mother is the quote-unquote mastermind. But if you believe that, then if Mr. Screwdriver don't get locked up, this case here is a failure. If Screwdriver don't get charged, if not named to Screwdriver, this case is a failure. I mean, the business, how much people don't want to lock up. At best, he knew what was happening and did nothing to stop it. At worst, he's complicit. I'm not take about my talk.
Many believe Philip Screwdriver may know something, if not involved, in the Leoda Bradshaw's criminal activities, but this is purely allegation and speculations. Sir P further alleged this.
And in case you've already forgotten, come on, memory short these days, Leoda Bradshaw is the quote-unquote mastermind of what happened to little Saraya Paul and, you know, our mother Toshina and people. They might try to share the mastermind. But tell them so she's actually the kerosene. You know this. The mastermind slung the House of Parliament under AC, well suit and tie. When them that bring in people and that do this and that church, that never go on for him. Leoda herself put out against, she said she couldn't have done that by herself. Everything was Philip and I. Philip is going to do this, and when you come down and we're going to meet up, and then Philip is going to do this, and as soon as the woman and the picnic there, all of a sudden Philip has no clue what's going on.
It is important to state that Mr. Philip PAULWELL, aka Philip Screwdriver as Sir P referred to him as, is not implicated in any crimes and is not being investigated. To be fair to him, he was not the first person to raise the question about the extension of the DPP in the office. It was another Philip, yes, Dr. Peter Phillips. Miss Bradshaw, the then partner of Philip Screwdriver, accused of masterminding the murdering of little Saraya PAULWELL and her mother, Toshina. Whilst in custody, there has been speculation that she is not the mastermind. She may do a plea deal and implicate high-ranking others, and so on. The question is, was there any link with those trying to remove the DPP who is presiding over the case? to her next move in the investigation to implicate others? We just don't know. Or is it simple to say she has overrun her time in the office, 14 years, and we need fresh legs, minds, and approach to head the office? It is not unusual for the DPP to serve more than their time in office in other jurisdictions. Although Jamaica is the longest by many standards, it is also not unusual for the pension age to increase. Jet disagree with the pension age increasing as a whole, but the government, who is sovereign, has a right to change the laws. The Constitution allows the Jamaican government to alter the Constitution to allow staff to continue to serve in office.
Under the Constitution, a DPP cannot serve after age 60 unless their tenure is extended, but it should not last for more than 5 years. Mrs. Llewellyn turns 60 in September. The Governor-General may extend the period before the DPP turns 60, acting on the recommendation of the Prime Minister after consultation with the Leader of the Opposition.
Jamaica's oldest MP in office served while he was 86 years. The oldest worker in history was 102. The US President is in his 80s and others close to him. So what is the fuss? If someone is in good health and can continue to work, why not allow them to? Is the DPP too old and frail and cannot do their job anymore? Or is she tough, strong and fearless and the best person for the job? The government says it will appeal the court's ruling, so the DPP is not gone yet. So hold your horses and not celebrate yet. So what is your view? Do you think Sir P has a point and there is something sinister going on here? Or do you think it's just pure speculations? Write your comments below, man, and let's have a discussion about this. For those of you who've forgotten to subscribe, please touch the like button, smash the subscribe button, and touch up the bell. And remember to share with your friends and family. So here we are going now. We are going to jet off,